Hi viewers, I am here with something a little different for you. What I am going to share is a link to a podcast that I was recently featured on. The podcast is called Besties with Breasties. And it was originally started by two friends, Sarah, who's my friend. She is another wife of a firefighter. That's how I know her. And then her friend Beth. Both of them have experienced and lived through breast cancer. So they both wanted to help women, much like me. They wanted to share their story, share what they've learned, resources, advocate, and they're both heavily involved in a nonprofit called Faith Through Fire for breast cancer patients and survivors. So they're just two amazing women who started this podcast a couple years ago, and it has really awesome information, resources. It's funny. It's just the idea of like being a friend and a resource during a breast cancer journey, and then beyond. So through recovery and potentially reconstruction and some of the other things that women facing breast cancer diagnoses face. So they had heard my story and that I had created this YouTube channel, and I was trying to do the same thing, spread awareness about pelvic organ prolapse, the resulting surgeries, the recovery, and then some of the long-term effects of that. And they wanted to feature me on their medical skepticism series. So that's what that's kind of like the topic that we focused on. So we obviously talked about my prolapses, how I discovered those, my surgery, but also a lot about how I kind of had to trust my instincts when it came to choosing the right surgeon, choosing the right type of surgery. And then, you know, even during the recovery, the idea that I had to advocate for myself when I felt like things weren't healing exactly like I was being told they would. So just the idea that, you know, as women, especially with our incredibly intricate bodies, we really do have to advocate for ourselves. We have to speak up, we have to seek the right care, and we have to be cautious about the doctors and the treatments that we do pursue. So I just wanted to share this podcast. You can listen to this one or not, but mostly I wanted to share the information about their podcast. So you can access that with the link below in the description box. You can search for Besties with Breasties in the Apple Podcast app or wherever else you get your podcasts. They even have been uploading their podcasts onto a YouTube channel, so you can search Besties with Breasties on YouTube. I'll link both of those below, the podcast link and the YouTube link. But many of the women who reach out to me on this channel are breast cancer survivors, and some of the unfortunate effects of them often having to have a hysterectomy, especially if it's a hormonally driven cancer, is that they end up with some vaginal atrophy, and that vaginal atrophy leads to a need for pelvic reconstruction, much like I had, due to vaginal vault issues like I had, or prolapses resulting from weakened vaginal tissues. So yeah, many of the women who have been emailing me through the channel are people who say that they found me because of lingering or resulting issues from breast cancer treatment. So I thought this may be a valuable resource to many of you. Another little interesting and exciting fact, this was recorded about a year ago, in February of 2022. It's now January, 2024. Nope, I apologize. It was recorded February 2023. It is now January 2024. And this is the really cool thing. In my video, in my podcast, we talk a little bit about my channel and like why I started it and what the response to it had been. Back then, my channel, I mentioned having only about 75 subscribers and having 600 viewers, watches. So I checked this morning, and during the lifetime of my channel, it's been launched now for about a year and a half. I now have almost 825 subscribers, and I have 73,000 viewers and almost 6,000 watch hours. Guys, this blows my mind because I've said this in other videos. I am making nothing off of this channel. I have a few Amazon links. I think I made $2 last month, but this was set up to help other women. I wanted women to have the information that I did not have and be able to avoid some of the things that I went through. But I've just been blown away. If 73,000 people have viewed this content, then that means we're not alone, ladies, right? I mean, and that's just the number of people who are actually out there looking for it, and who actually found my channel by searching the right key terms. But 6,000 watch hours, I mean, women need this info. Women are looking for it. So it warms my heart, and it gives me so much validation for what I've done and like any time I've put into this, because this is exactly what I wanted. I need women to have access to this information. And probably an even bigger mission of mine would be just getting women to be more comfortable talking about this stuff. It is an embarrassing topic, I guess. I mean, I talk about that in my podcast. I say women aren't talking about this enough because nobody wants to talk about your organs falling out of you. Like, that's not sexy at all. But when I told other women what I was going through at 37, their jaws would drop. Like, what? I've never even heard of this. I can't believe this is happening to you. You're so young. You know, those are the things I heard. I thought only like old ladies had those problems. Clearly not. Probably 20% of my viewers are in the age range of 30 to 40. So yeah, it's just been amazing. Like, I'm so happy that this is helping other people, and I love hearing from you, and I read all of the comments. Sometimes I don't have time to respond to everyone, but I read every single comment, and every time somebody says to me that this has been so helpful, it's just so awesome to read. So check out my friend's podcast, Besties with Breasties. I don't care if you listen to my episode or not. My episode just kind of talks about the importance of medical skepticism, you know, being skeptical of what doctors tell you. Just make sure that they've done their research. You've done your research. The procedure they want you to have done is what should be done to treat your issue, that they're not just putting a Band-Aid fix. And then also the idea of advocating. Don't just take no for an answer. If you know something is not right, don't stick with a doctor or a doctor's office that makes you uncomfortable or you just don't feel good about it. So yeah, that's the purpose of my episode. But really, I just want to send you guys to the Besties with Breasties podcast. For any of you who are currently going through breast cancer treatment, are breast cancer survivors, and just looking for a fun, uplifting resource to get some information and maybe just hear some stories of some women you can relate to. So links to all of that below in the description box. And again, I can't hold both hands because I'm holding my phone, but thank you for those of you that have hit the subscribe button, who are maybe sharing my content with others, because every time you do that, when you hit subscribe, when you share, when you watch more videos, that is making it my content more relevant in searches. So it's putting me to the top of the search results when somebody searches pelvic organ prolapse, vaginal hysterectomy, whatever, sacrospinous colpopexy. All of those things are helping me get this message out there to other women. So thank you very much and have a great day.